Big Dash knows what?
So, what I'm about to say may seem crazy, outlandish, out of left field, from outer space, out of this world. But I have to say it because I believe it. The New York Giants are going to the Super Bowl. The New York football Giants are going to the Super Bowl. I really do believe this. And until the New York Giants lose in the playoffs, I'm going to say it and believe it. The New York Giants are going to the Super Bowl, and I can tell you why. The stars are aligning. Some teams are catching fire. Some teams are losing steam. And the New York Giants seem to be catching fire while the rest of the NFC East is losing steam. And I'm looking at the playoff picture. Dallas versus Tampa Bay, 49ers versus Seahawks, the New York Giants versus the Minnesota Vikings. Everything is aligning. All of these matchups are games that were already played this year. And I'm looking at the schedule, and I'm like, okay, so first we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the 49ers. I think the 49ers win that game. We have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm looking at Dallas the past 2 weeks. And I'm looking at Tampa Bay. And it's a toss-up. But if Dak plays the way he's been playing, Tampa Bay beats the Dallas Cowboys. And now you have the Minnesota Vikings versus the New York Giants. The Minnesota Vikings versus the New York Giants. When we played them last time, we lost by a 61-yard field goal. So when you think about it, you're like, okay, let's see what happens now. So what's different about the Minnesota Vikings? They lost their center, they lost their right tackle. The center might have a chance of coming back, maybe not. The tackle's probably gone. Kirk Cousins is still there. Justin Jefferson is still there. TJ Hockenson, Dalvin Cook, all those guys are still there. We already played these guys. But the Vikings have not played against Dory Jackson, Xavier McKinney, and this new reborn defense. Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, Dexter Lawrence, Leo Williams, at the linebacker level, Landon Collins is on. Jared Davis just had a good game. So they're not looking at the same Giants team, but we are looking at the same Vikings team, and maybe worse because now they're down another offensive lineman. So when I'm looking at this game, I'm thinking, yes, the New York Giants absolutely can beat the Minnesota Vikings, and that's the way that I'm going to lean. That's how I feel right now. I don't think the Giants are going to be one and done. I think the Vikings will be one and done. So how far can the Giants truly go? Now, if the 49ers beat the Seattle Seahawks, they play the winner of the Tampa Bay versus Dallas game. Okay. So no matter what happens, it's probably going to be the 49ers in the conference championship. Now, if everything goes away and the New York Giants beat the Vikings, that gives us a third game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the first game was an absolute butt whooping to the 10th power. 48 points. Well, 48-22. And a lot of our points came in garbage time. Okay, and then the second game, Philadelphia with everything to play for. They won 22-16 against our backups with everything to play for, with Jalen Hurts playing, all their starters playing. They couldn't even rest Jalen Hurts for the second half because the game was so close, and he played against the backup of backups. So now, of course, the New York Giants have to take care of business with the Minnesota Vikings, but this video, or the title of this video, is how far can the Giants go? So I don't want to make it seem like I'm looking past the Vikings, because I'm not. I respect the Vikings. I know this game is a serious game, but the title of this video is how far can the Giants go? So obviously I'm thinking about us beating the Vikings. Not saying it can happen. I'm saying it'll probably happen, yes. But I'm saying it's not set in stone. But if the New York Giants beat the Minnesota Vikings, that leaves us to Philly to go there, play them a third time. And we know how hard it is for a team to beat somebody 3 times in a season. And again, Jalen Hurts is not 100%. Philadelphia is dealing with their own things. They might be missing their right tackle on Lane Johnson. He might give it a go. They absolutely need this rest to heal up. They need the bye week. If anybody needed a bye week, it was Philadelphia. I'm sorry that we gave it to them. But it looks like maybe it didn't matter anyway. But okay. So now you have the New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles in round 2 of the playoffs. I believe with the way that Philadelphia is playing right now with that last performance, obviously it's the first game back for Jalen Hurts, but again, he was playing against the backups. He should have looked a lot better. But now you have the New York Giants coming off a victory from the Minnesota Vikings in the first round, heading to Philadelphia, which is not a far trip. We're very familiar with the link. I like our chances in the third matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. Call me crazy, call me biased, call me Big Homer Simpson. Because right now it's the playoffs, all logic is out the window. So from now on, I'm Big Dash, aka Big Homer. Big Homer Simpson. I like that. So, the New York Giants go into the link, beat up on the Eagles, and next thing you know what happens? We go to see the 49ers in the NFC Championship, and we've seen this before. The last time we won the Super Bowl, we had to go take care of business in San Francisco. So, and guess what? Chances are, if we do play the 49ers in the championship, I might go to the game. I'm in the Bay Area. So listen, that's neither here or there. So, a Brock Purdy-led 49ers versus the New York Giants. Now, everybody's going to say Kyle Shanahan is doing the most with what he has, down to his third quarterback. And the 49ers are not missing a beat. Christian McCaffrey's on the squad. Deebo Samuel's on the squad. That defense is playing fantastic. I like this matchup. I like this matchup a lot because even though Brock Purdy is having a fantastic string of games, he's never seen the type of pressure that Wink Martindale will provide. And as a rookie, I'm sure he'll make some mistakes. Maybe Kyle Shanahan simplifies some things to help him. But at the line, it's all about confusion. It's in the line of fire. And I like what we can do against the 49ers, especially against a rookie quarterback on the biggest stage of his life. I think the New York Giants can absolutely beat the San Francisco 49ers. And I've had fun before. I said it earlier in the spaces. I tweeted it in some chats. And I said it. I put it out there. And I put it out there into the atmosphere. Somebody has to make it come true. Somebody has to say it out loud. And hopefully it comes back. The New York Giants will face the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. Right? Now, I did title this video, How Far Can the New York Giants Go? Or the New York Giants are going to the Super Bowl. I haven't even decided what I'm going to name it yet while I'm recording this because I have not done a thumbnail. But the New York Giants are going to the Super Bowl and will play the Buffalo Bills. That's what I'm putting out there in the atmosphere. That's what I would like to see. The matchup from the 1990 Super Bowl. And just trust me, with all the emotion going along with that Buffalo team, with the tragic accident of Damar Hamlin and the absolutely fantastic, fast, speedy recovery with all of his marbles. God bless that guy, Damar Hamlin. I saw a tweet saying he's back home in Buffalo. They released him out the hospital. It's been a week, and that is fantastic. That shows you how great God is. Now, I want to say this too. So the New York Giants versus the Buffalo Bills has so many different storylines. Obviously, the big matchup from the 1990 Super Bowl, with what happened with that. The resurgence of this New York Giants defense. I'm thinking about Leonard Marshall, and I'm thinking about Dexter Lawrence. I'm thinking about Kayvon Thibodeau, and I'm thinking about Lawrence Taylor. You know what? I'm thinking about Carl Blinks. I'm thinking about Azeez Ojulari. Things like that. That's what I'm thinking about. The storylines is right in itself. Can you imagine the New York Giants versus the Buffalo Bills in a rematch from 33 years ago? 33 years ago. And I think that's going to be the best storyline, the best outcome out of these playoffs. Because I think also Brian Dable going back to Buffalo is a storyline. Joe Shane and Brandon Beane in the owner's boxes together, watching the game together, possibly. Who knows? The whole point is the storyline just sounds the best. It just makes too much sense. The Buffalo Bills and New York Giants, Brian Dable's return to Buffalo. We got some of those Buffalo players on the squad now contributing. That's the game. That's the Super Bowl. The story writes itself. That is the Super Bowl that I'm looking for. And again, I know I'm biased. Some people call me crazy. Listen, I told you, all logic is out of the window. It's the playoffs. I'm all in. Chips are into the center of the table. I'm pushed. I just pushed everything. I'm all in. The New York Giants are going to the Super Bowl, and the New York Giants will be facing the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. I love it. Now, you notice that I didn't say the New York Giants will win the Super Bowl. I said we will get to the Super Bowl. And I don't want to put a prediction on the Super Bowl. But, of course, who am I rooting for? Absolutely the Giants. But guess what? With everything that's going on in this season, with how we've been coaching, or how Brian Dable's been coaching his team up, a roster that was pretty much dragged through the gutter. No way you can win with this team. No way you can win with Daniel Jones. Look what's happening. The storyline writes itself. I would love this to happen. I would love this to happen. I think it's the best storyline. And again, I know I'm biased, but I really do believe the New York Giants versus the Buffalo Bills is a rematch. That needs to happen. A Super Bowl rematch that needs to happen, especially the way that it ended the first time. Could you imagine? So, again, please understand that I'm throwing all logic out of the window. I know who the New York Giants are, but I also know is all you need is a ticket to the dance, and then sky's the limit after that. And if you catch fire, there's nothing that could really stop you. We saw it in 2 Super Bowls prior. The team started playing good at the end of the season, which we're doing right now. They head into the playoffs as road warriors, and they got it done. We beat Brett Favre, we beat Tony Romo, Jeff Garcia, Matt Ryan in that other run, okay. But listen, the writing's on the wall. The best matchup for the Super Bowl will be the New York Giants versus Buffalo Bills, because there's so many storylines leading up to the game, the week, the media, the people will go crazy if that happens. People will go crazy because all they will talk about is the rematch. They'll probably bring back all the players from the 1990 Super Bowl, those old Buffalo Bills players, those old New York Giants players. Imagine Bruce Smith and Lawrence Taylor. You know what I mean? It's there. Is there. Thurman Thomas, guys like that, man, and just the star quality, the storyline, everything writes itself. And I'm going to go ahead and end this video there because I know you guys think I'm crazy. But again, I'm going to put it out in the atmosphere. If nobody else tells you, the New York Giants are going to the Super Bowl, and the New York Giants are going to face the Buffalo Bills in the rematch from 33 years ago. So I want to thank you guys for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows Big Blue Nation. Just trust me. Let's go.